Time, it's the one thing we all have in equal measure. Yet it's also the easiest to waste and the hardest to get back. Every second that ticks by is a moment we'll never see again. We can earn back money, rebuild relationships, and recover from setbacks, but once time is gone, it's gone forever. So let me ask you, are you using your time wisely, or are you spending your days scrolling, procrastinating, waiting for the right moment that may never come? Don't waste your time thinking you're too young or that you'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. Dreams don't come true by accident. They are built in the quiet, disciplined moments when no one is watching. Use this time now to work on yourself, to learn something new, to improve your health, to take action toward your goals. Cut out distractions. Say no to people and things that don't serve your future. Value your minutes the way a successful person values their schedule. Every great success story begins with a decision. I will not waste my time. Time is the most valuable, non-renewable resource we have. Unlike money, possessions, or even relationships, time cannot be earned back once it's lost. Every second that passes is a piece of our life slipping away, never to return. Yet despite its irreplaceable nature, time is often the first thing we waste. We delay our goals, spend hours on distractions, and tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow, not realizing how many tomorrows we've already used up. We often underestimate the true value of time because it feels endless when we're young or comfortable, but time is moving constantly, silently, without waiting for us to catch up. It doesn't pause when we're tired, it doesn't rewind when we make mistakes, and it doesn't slow down when we fall behind. That's why it's so important to be aware of how we spend it. Every day we spend doing nothing productive, staying stuck in bad habits, or putting off our goals is a day we'll never get back. Time doesn't ask for our permission to pass, it just does. Think about the people who have achieved great things: athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. Their success wasn't based on luck alone. It came from an understanding of how precious time is. They invested their hours into learning, practicing, building, and pushing forward even when they didn't feel like it. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not talent or intelligence. It's how they choose to use their time. When we start treating time as our most limited and valuable asset, everything changes. We begin to prioritize better. We say no to things that don't matter and focus more on things that do. We stop making excuses and start making progress. We begin to respect our own potential, knowing that wasting time is the same as wasting life. The truth is, time is always moving, whether we're doing something meaningful or not. And every second we waste is a second we're choosing not to live to our fullest. Once we recognize that, we realize the urgency of using our time wisely. Because while we can always make more money or fix our mistakes, we can never make more time. Once time is gone, it cannot be regained. This is a truth that often escapes our daily awareness. Yet it defines the boundaries of our lives. We tend to live as if we have unlimited time, as though tomorrow is guaranteed and next year is a certainty. But in reality, each minute that passes is a minute we will never experience again. Unlike money or opportunities, which can often return in different forms, time is one-directional. It moves forward steadily and silently, without any possibility of turning back. Many people look back on their past with regret, wishing they had used their time differently. They wish they had studied more, taken more risks, spoken their minds, or pursued their dreams without hesitation. But no amount of wishing can rewind the clock. All they are left with is the memory of the time that slipped through their fingers, the feeling of opportunities missed and moments wasted. That is the cruel truth about time. Once it is gone forever. Every day we make choices about how to use our time. We can choose to spend it productively, building something meaningful, learning, growing, and investing in our future. Or we can choose to waste it, lost in distractions, scrolling endlessly, procrastinating, or avoiding what matters most. These choices may seem small in the moment, but they add up. Days become weeks, weeks become years, and before we know it, we're looking back at all the time we thought we had. Some people say they are killing time, but in reality, time is not something to kill, it is something to cherish. It is the foundation upon which our entire lives are built. With every passing hour, we are moving closer to the end of our journey. That thought shouldn't create fear, but rather urgency to live with intention, to act with purpose, and to stop postponing the things that truly matter. Because no matter how hard we try, no matter how much we may one day wish otherwise, we cannot reverse the clock. Time is a gift, but it is also a countdown. It's not how much time we have that matters most, but how we use the time we are given. Once it's gone, the only thing left is what we did with it. Procrastination and distraction are the biggest time wasters in our lives, silently stealing our potential and delaying our progress. They often appear harmless, disguised as moments of rest or innocent diversions, but over time they add up to lost hours, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled goals. Procrastination is the habit of delaying tasks we know are important. We tell ourselves we'll do it later, when we feel more ready or more motivated. But that later often never comes, and the task either piles up or remains undone, weighing on our minds and increasing our stress. Distraction, on the other hand, is the constant pull away from what truly matters. With phones buzzing, social media notifications, endless videos, and trivial tasks demanding our attention, staying focused has become a real challenge. These distractions give us short bursts of pleasure or relief, but they rob us of the deep, focused work that leads to real achievement. In the moment, it feels like we're just taking a quick break or checking something important. But when we look back at the day, we often find we've accomplished very little. What makes procrastination and distraction so dangerous is that they don't always feel like mistakes. They're comfortable, they let us avoid discomfort, difficulty, and fear of failure. But in choosing comfort over discipline, we sacrifice our goals. We trade long-term success for short-term ease without fully realizing the cost. Hours lost to scrolling or postponing work are hours we can never get back. The worst part is that procrastination creates a cycle. The more we delay, the more anxious we become about the things we're avoiding. That anxiety leads to more avoidance, which leads to more guilt, and the cycle repeats. Distraction works similarly. It gives us a break from stress, but it also prevents us from resolving the cause of the stress in the first place. Over time, this not only affects our productivity, but also our confidence and peace of mind. To take control of our time, we must first recognize how often we give it away without thought. Procrastination and distraction are not just habits, they are decisions. And every time we choose them, we are deciding not to move forward. If we want to make the most of our lives, we must guard our attention. Take action even when it's uncomfortable and stop letting time slip through our fingers unnoticed. Waiting for the perfect moment often leads to missed opportunities. Many people convince themselves that they need the right timing, the right mood, or the right set of circumstances before they can begin working toward their goals. They hesitate, telling themselves they'll start next week, next month, or when life settles down. But the truth is, life is rarely perfect. There is always something unexpected, some challenge or inconvenience, that can make the present moment feel like the wrong time to begin. This mindset becomes a trap, keeping people stuck in a cycle of preparation without progress. Opportunities don't wait for everything to align perfectly. They come and go, often quickly and without warning. When you spend your time waiting for the ideal conditions, you risk watching those chances pass by. People who succeed are not necessarily the ones with perfect timing, but the ones who act despite imperfections. They start when things are messy. They begin even when they're unsure. They understand that action creates momentum and that waiting can lead to stagnation. The belief in the perfect moment is often rooted in fear: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. By convincing ourselves that it's not the right time, we delay facing those fears. But the more we wait, the harder it becomes to start. Time passes, and with it, our confidence and motivation fade. Eventually, we may find that the chance we once had is no longer available, or that someone else took the step we were too afraid to take. Life rewards those who take initiative, not those who wait forever. Starting now, even in small ways, is more powerful than waiting endlessly for conditions to be ideal. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. Every great achievement began with someone who decided that now was good enough, not because everything was in place, but because they were ready to take a chance. There is no perfect moment. There is only the moment you choose to act. If you keep waiting for everything to be just right, you may never start at all. And in the end, it won't be the things you tried that you'll regret. It will be the opportunities you let slip away while waiting for a moment that never came. Success requires conscious, disciplined use of time. It doesn't happen by accident or luck. It's the result of consistently choosing to use time wisely, even when it's difficult. People who achieve their goals understand that time is their most valuable asset. They plan their days, set clear priorities, and stay committed to their routines, even when distractions and temptations try to pull them off track. They don't wait for motivation to appear. They rely on discipline to guide their actions. Time is the foundation of every successful endeavor. Whether it's learning a skill, building a career, starting a business, or improving health, each goal demands focused effort over time. A person who spends an hour every day improving themselves will be far ahead of someone who wastes that same hour scrolling, watching, or waiting. It's the small, consistent actions taken each day that add up to big results over time. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early to work on a dream, studying when you'd rather relax, or sticking to your plan when no one is watching. Conscious time use means being aware of how every hour is spent. It's easy to fall into routines that feel productive but don't actually move us closer to our goals. That's why successful people regularly evaluate their habits. They ask themselves, is this the best use of my time? And make adjustments when necessary. They understand that saying yes to one thing often means saying no to something else. And they choose what aligns with their values and vision. Discipline also involves creating structure in life. Having a schedule, setting deadlines, and maintaining focus helps reduce wasted time. It's not about being rigid or eliminating all fun, but about striking a balance where time is treated with respect. Success doesn't require perfection, but it does require intention. People who drift through their days without direction rarely end up where they truly want to be. Ultimately, every successful person has made a decision to take control of their time. They realize that talent alone isn't enough. It's how they manage their time, how they show up every day, and how they push through when things get hard that makes the difference. Time is the currency of success, and disciplined use of it is the only way to build a meaningful and accomplished life. Your future depends on how you spend your time today. Every choice you make, every hour you invest, and every action you take shapes the life you are building. People often dream of a better future, more success, more happiness, more stability, but few realize that the future is not something that simply arrives. It is something we create through our present decisions. The time you spend today either brings you closer to your goals or pulls you further away from them. It either builds your future or wastes it. We tend to think of the future as something distant, something that will take care of itself eventually. But the truth is, your future is being written right now, in this very moment. How you use your day determines your skills, your mindset, your relationships, and even your opportunities. Small actions repeated consistently over time lead to major life changes. If you want to be healthier, more successful, more confident, or more knowledgeable in the future, it begins with what you do today. Skipping effort today and expecting growth tomorrow is like planting nothing and hoping for a harvest. Time is a limited resource. Each day offers the same 24 hours to everyone, regardless of background, talent, or circumstance. What sets people apart is how they use that time. Some invest it in learning, growing, and moving forward, while others spend it in distraction, avoidance, or procrastination. It's not about being busy, it's about being intentional. You can fill your day with activity and still make no real progress. It takes clarity and discipline to spend your time in a way that truly benefits your future self. Your habits today will become your lifestyle tomorrow. If you choose discipline over comfort now, you will thank yourself later. If you focus on progress rather than perfection, your future self will be stronger, wiser, and more capable. Every day is a new chance to invest in the life you want. Time doesn't pause to wait for you to get ready. The future will come, whether you prepare for it or not. So the real question is not what your dreams are, but what you are doing today to make those dreams real. Because the future you imagine depends entirely on the time you're living through right now.